I'm hot right now and you're not, okay? Oh, you big mad, oh, you big mad.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Custom Culture. This is the show where we get people in the community together and we talk shit, whether it's good, it's bad, whatever it may be. This is a chance for people to come together and just kind of be real about it. Today we have George Goodall and Tyson Boothe. Both of them have been in the community for years. They both have fantastic builds.
Makes us look old.
Yeah, I know, right? And both of them are best of show winners in multiple different categories. They usually duke it out for that award there. So we'll start with George. Give us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about your car, and we'll kind of start it off there.
Sounds good. My name is George Goodall. I have a 2013 Mazda Speed 3. It's gray with kind of a GTI plaid, so I'm sure most people probably have seen it around the scene. I race BMX. The whole reason why I had the car was to put my BMX bike in, and as most of the time when you have a custom car, you do one mod or another mod, and next thing you know, it turns into something where now it's the show car. So
was the daily, not the daily.
Yeah, was
now
the
daily for the daily.
Yeah, daily for something like that. I'm 59 years old, old schooler. Just do my BMX and doing the car scene thing, man. That's about it.
Awesome. Tyson, tell us a little bit about the car and a little bit about you.
Tyson Boothe. I have a 2010 Infiniti G37 Sport. And that was also my daily for a long time.
It always works that way.
Bought the wheels, and it just kind of morphed from there to suspension, to interior, to exterior, to engine work, to a sound system. And I haven't driven the car as a daily for, I want to say 10 years now.
10 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
I mean, I've known you for 10 years.
Yeah.
And it was on air. It had the trunk set up.
It was still daily at that time.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I knew him back then too. I got pictures of his car when it was like a first wrap.
That's how we met.
That's how we kind of met.
We met over a decade ago at this
Yeah.
point, and we just met at a car show, and it was back when it was still gray and had Rohanas.
Yeah.
It had the full
Rohanas
setup
on it. So and now it's morphed into I like to say a spaceship kind of looking thing.
It's gorgeous. Love your car.
And so, but I've been in the scene for a long time. I had a 2000 Chevy Tahoe limited edition, and again that was a daily. And then ended up getting in. There was some damage done to it, and so I was like, well, might as well just customize it.
Right.
And I went.
Insurance is going to pay for you. Might as well do it.
Yeah. And I went to Drew Brothers. They're no longer here. They're no longer here. But Rob and Drew, they were amazing. And we did customized roll pan. There was two 13W7s pushing, I don't know, 3,000, 4,000 watts each.
Yeah.
My roof would just do this. And we did a two-tone paint. We did black with a red pinstripe with silver on the bottom. And then customize it. And then I sold it.
I sold it all.
I sold it. That's a funny story. I won't get into it now, but that was super odd how I sold it. I was a truck guy and turned into a car guy.
Dope.
Yeah.
I used to have one of those too, just to piggyback off that. I started back when of course the Fast and Furious scene came in.
Right. That's how I got it.
I had a Nissan Altima when it was a small Altima.
Okay.
And it was shaved. Everything was shaved, had the actuators to open the doors, sound system, had a sponsorship. I picked up 22 sponsors.
Shit.
I body kit out of Canada. I went through 3 marketing reps and kicker. It just took forever, and it was crazy. Sliding rag top, the whole bit.
So today we are talking about car shows, and are they still worth showing up for? I mean, at the end of the day, we try to do some solid car shows every year. I mean, this year's been kind of light on them, but we did 2 back-to-back weekends. I know there's been at least 1 or 2 that I was out of town for, and we've only got a couple left for the rest of the year. I mean, tell me about what's your biggest show? what was your first show? I mean, let's start there. What was the show that you were like, yeah, this is what I fucking want to do?
Yeah, I can start out with that. So my first show, again, it was a while back. It was a car club or a car and truck club called Farside Customs.
Okay.
I actually was going to be in a club called Crown Zero, but ended up going to Farside Customs. We did some mod. I think one of the guys from Severed Ties did a mod, cut some springs for me, and we changed up.
And we've all done that.
You know, I think we've all done that. And
It works.
they did I don't know, something to the vehicle, and we ended up showing it over at one of the high schools, local high schools, and I was kind of hooked. I really just went over there to go watch.
Right.
And some buddies, that I was hanging out with, kind of had some custom cars. And they were, but they were, how it
The
was
sound
back in the
system,
day. Yeah,
some
maybe
springs,
maybe that
like
was it.
cut
Maybe
off
some
exhaust.
wheels,
Yeah,
cut off
yeah.
exhaust, some beater type things. And I had the best car that they could. Hey, you got the best car. You just represent us. So sure enough, I went to that show and I was hooked. So yeah.
How about you? What's your first show?
First show was with the Tahoe, and it was the California Speedway. Yeah,
Wow.
that was funny. My first show was out of state that we did, so drove it all the way there. And that's when it just got done. Like it was ready to go.
Right.
And I got a VIP treatment, which was pretty awesome. And they stuck me right in the middle of the show, and that was pretty cool because it was a big show. And it was at the Speedway. It wasn't inside or anything. It was just right outside. But that's the first real experience I had with like the car show.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a show to start with, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a big show.
I think my first show. I mean, you remember my piece of shit white Fiat. I had the white Fiat.
Still love that car.
Yep. No, you like the red one.
No, the red one. Yeah.
The red one was better. The white one, naturally aspirated, 85 horsepower. I did the mirror cap, so like it was like the Italian flag. Since the car was white, it was green and red, so it was the Italian flag.
Cool.
And I think it was IFO Tucson. Was the first show I ever went to with Nick, and I was like, this is great. I mean, I'd gone to shows with other people before, like, hey, you want to ride along? Yeah, sure. You show up in someone's like dope ass car, and you're like, this is great. Yeah. Everyone's like, your car's amazing. I'm like, not mine, but I'll take it. What's your favorite show? Like, what was like one of your favorite shows you ever went to?
I'm gonna say something like, well, there's been a couple because I've had a couple of builds.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was World of Wheels.
Okay.
Because it was pretty prestigious. I also had it at the convention center down in Phoenix and it was outside display, so you had to park it there. It was over Thanksgiving. It was whatever the auto show would be, all the new cars that come out and stuff like that.
Whatever,
LA show.
yeah.
And so they had that
convention center.
And they had a convention center, and our car club and a couple other car clubs got to have their cars parked out there. And I had, just the space and had it all laid out, nice display, and it had to sit there for 3 days.
Jeez.
And, and it was just a cool experience to have the car seen by just an array of people that were just looking at basically new cars, but also that was kind of when, hey, what are these custom cars? It was different than the hot rods of the 60s. And what are these guys doing? And they could actually see how we were, fixing our cars up and how cool they were. And a lot of plexiglass here and there and TV screens in the dash and, just cool stuff.
4-inch TV screens in the dash.
Yeah, whatever. Multiple ones all the way across, whatever it was.
Can we fit this shit?
Did stereo systems and, it was cool. And some of those cars are still around.
Put the TV in
I actually didn't take that airbag. I had a fire extinguisher.
Just cut a hole right in the center.
So on the Ultima, I had a plexiglass, and we put the fire extinguisher where the airbag would have been for the passenger. And then I had a sticker on there that said "brake in case of emergency." And so I don't know. The car was dope. It was really cool. But that was one of my favorite shows.
Really?
Right now, I can go to an IFO show and have a good time. They just
but it's
cool
different.
stuff, but it's a little different.
Yeah. What was yours? What's your favorite show?
So I'd say, I mean, with my Tahoe, it was downtown too. It was a dub show. It's
Okay,
one of the
yeah.
first.
Yeah,
one of
I
the
mean
first
that. I mean, it
shows-
fits in perfectly.
Yeah,
the dub
one of the
show.
first shows I went to, and it was like, they had the stage and all that kind of stuff, and so that was pretty cool. But I think with the Infinity, it's been SEMA.
Mhm.
All right, you can't beat SEMA.
Yeah.
So I was lucky enough to be able to get in there. Now it wasn't a booth car or anything
Right.
like
Right.
that. I was out, but that was really cool to be a part of. And you pull in and an Optima. If you had an Optima battery, they literally gave you one, like
True.
brand new. That
Yeah.
was pretty cool. But yeah, that was another thing. It's like you had to leave it there for 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and
It's all. I mean, it's different too because like it's shut up. It's not like everything's open.
yeah, it's not open.
Right, it's
You
not
just-
open or nothing.
You just get-
windows because the dust and
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to
Uh,
come back 4 days later and like half your interior is just absolutely drenched in rain or dust or vomit.
I was
whatever
lucky
happens
enough
in
that it
Vegas.
had me rain, so it was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
but I was by the West Coast Customs booth,
Oh, that's
so
nice.
I got a lot of
A
views,
lot of views.
a lot of pictures and stuff. So that was pretty cool. That was my favorite experience. But then then you have Spocom out in California.
It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. I've been to
I still
Spokane.
want to get a big sword.
Yeah.
That
See that soon.
1955 Mercedes went best to show, but that's another topic. That's
I'll never get it.
That
I'll
episode
never
7.
get it.
Yeah, I played it on the road. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta get to
I
that.
didn't get a sword. Unfortunately, it was
Oh,
only-
yeah,
I remember that.
It's not the size that matters.
I mean, that's
yeah.
his big. I mean,
It's big. Hey, I was
It's
saying
above
it's big,
average.
bro.
that's what I was saying. Like,
Oh,
I mean,
what's average?
I still have it. I just didn't get the.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The 6-footer.
Yeah, the
Not to say SEMA was, you know what, I was fortunate enough to have my car at SEMA in 2021.
Yeah.
And I got to park on the bridge. I met some people that from across the country that I'm still good friends with. I have to agree with Tyson. SEMA was one of those experiences when I was driving out of SEMA, I had a buddy of mine, Gilbert, in the car, and he could see I had tears rolling down my eye and I called my son and I said, we finally made it. It was one of those where I felt like, hey, my car was good enough to make it into SEMA.
Right.
And that was a little milestone. It wasn't,
That is one of the coolest parts
it's
about
where it's
SEMA is
just pulling
driving
out.
out.
and seeing people and just
'Cause you
line.
drive-
Everyone's filming.
Yeah,
Like it's
you
one
drive
thing
for
right
like
now to
5
like,
Oh yeah, you drive for
oh yeah.
It's super.
You gotta drive all the way.
When I did it,
around.
I was like on fumes. I was worried that I was going to run out of gas.
Yeah.
And right there on the strip, and I'm like, dude, this is going to be.
I did stop for
Block-
gas. Stuff.
Like all traffic has to get towed out.
I mean, I did. My car didn't blow up like that GTR did. a couple
True.
years
It's
ago.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, rear-ended.
Yeah,
So
rear-ended. So, but I was really worried. But that was a cool thing. Like that's what I love
Yeah.
doing. That kind. I love rolling into shows, and everybody's just like, "Oh, look at that!" And then rolling out of
And rolling
shows.
out of
That's
shows.
just it's
Yeah.
always a cool feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was hell.
Yeah, I think my favorite was definitely Spocom. I haven't been to anything massive as far as SEMA. That's still the dream.
Okay. Yeah.
So Spocom's definitely my favorite. I'm hoping to get back there, but SEMA's, I think, to match your guys's is definitely SEMA is where I want to be one day. We'll get there.
Yep.
But I think kind of rolling with the topic of your favorite, what's changed? I mean, you look back at like your show back then at the convention center, even like SEMA's or Spocom's. We haven't been to Spocom in a couple years.
Yeah.
What's the difference like between the shows that we remember that were like, wow, those were amazing, especially shows 10, 15, 20 years ago, to like shows that we're going to, this month or in August or October, or even shows we went last year? What do you think's the biggest difference?
What do you think?
I'll go.
What do you think?
It's effort.
Yeah.
It's effort by who they're putting it off. Back in the day, there was, I won't say the show, but the really cool thing is it was a night show, and they put a lot of effort into making it feel just special. Right?
It felt like Tokyo Drift.
Totally,
was there.
yeah. It just felt like it was like, okay, it's nighttime, and they would do light effects, and they would turn down the lights, and everybody would turn their lights on in their car, and that was just a cool experience to be able to see that. And then now it's just you get a spotlight that literally sits there the entire show. They don't put any effort into it.
Yeah.
Right. They get a place.
It's a warehouse.
It's a warehouse.
All the fluorescent lights are on.
It's a parking lot, and they don't do anything special to keep people.
Yeah.
And that's like, you can go around to these shows and you could see, and I've made some suggestions, and I was like, man, the ones that we have at the stadium, the baseball stadium,
Yeah.
like those are night shows.
Yeah.
Turn the lights off.
Right.
Do a light show in the outfield. Do something cool. And then it could be like, it's almost like I always say, the Chicago Bulls, when they first came out and they did the
introductions
their
and stuff like
introduction
that.
song,
Yeah.
and just like, I think that would be super cool to do something, but it just seems like they put it on and they give you a trophy and that's it.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I think back to even 10 years ago, and like, you were excited to go to a show. Like, it was more about like things that were happening at the show and like the different events that they were going to do while they were there, and then just like the people you got to talk to. Whereas I feel like now, most of the time, we just kind of sit in our corner.
Yeah.
Like, you throw up a chair and you're just like, here, I'm here. And because there's no reason to get engaged.
So that's what I was saying. So there's no engagement, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I'm kind of mixed bags on that, because back in the day there wasn't a lot of that, but it was all about the cars. So it was, and I think some of it is that the builds with the social media has it almost overabsorbed.
Got it.
And so I don't know so much if it was the things that happened, because there wasn't a lot. We parked our car, we went to the show, and everybody just hung around, checked out what you had, blah, blah, blah. And it was fine. And you could do that for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and it was fine. And there was a lot of camaraderie, that type of thing. Now I think people are trying to find out different things to keep everyone engaged throughout, whatever period of time it is. And so I don't know if it's changed so much.
Yeah.
As much as it's just, I think the influx of social media with the cars and people not, oh, I've seen that before, or I've seen that before because they saw it on a TikTok video.
Right. You've already seen the car 13 different times on Instagram.
Yeah.
You've already seen the whole build video on YouTube, and it's 6 hours long, but you binged it for 2 days straight.
Or you've seen something similar.
Or you've seen the dude in Florida that bought the same kit. And you're like, oh, that's cool. Whereas, I mean, you think 15 years ago, it wasn't that. It wasn't. It was.
There was the creativity, and you went, dude, you did that? That's cool. How'd you do that? And next thing you know, you got a crowd of people. Oh, yeah, well, check out what I did. Oh, okay. And you got the crowd of people rolling to the next car. So it was just a little different. Good or bad, I don't know.
Right.
It's just those are some of the differences I see.
Yeah, no, I would totally agree.
And seeing more shows give awards based off of Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
And pictures rather than actually judging the car.
Yeah, more social media judging, which, I mean, like, for most car people, we're not social media people.
No,
I'm not.
Like, if I post once a month on my actual car page, I haven't posted on my personal page since my honeymoon, and that was 3 years ago. Like, my last post is me and Alyssa just chilling on a beach in Hawaii, wearing, the lays and drinking a Mai Tai, and I was like, yeah, that's a good one to end on. Like, so it's really hard to judge on social media, because especially for people like us that don't do a bunch of social media, a lot of our newer mods are not on social media, or you're looking to like debut your new shit at a show. I'm not obviously going to throw up my new set of wheels on Instagram if I want everyone to see it at the show.
Yep.
Right.
I know, like, some shows we think do that. Some shows we know for sure they do that.
Yeah.
And you're always...
We just came from one that did that.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll tell you, it isn't a bad thing for them to request a social media to be able to see the car, so they can kind of, what's the word? They not triage, but they used to vet.
I think
what's
that's
the word,
totally...
vetting or something like
to vet the car.
vet the car.
That is what they should use.
I think that would be good. And then to make sure, hey, these are what class this should be in or something, but not to just simply go, hey, we already scored it based off of your
last 13 posts.
For a while, I had the same wheels I had on 4 years ago as my picture to to actually submit for going to the show, because I didn't want anyone to see the new wheels I had or see any of the upgrades. And I'm like, hey, hopefully this is good enough. Just wait till you see my car in real life.
There's new shit done
on social, on this little 4 or 5 pictures that I give you that came back from 5 years ago. So, I don't know.
I do have to give credit to 2 shows. So IFO was always very good about coming around and judging your car.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then now Motoculture has been really, really good about doing those, but with IFO, what I thought was really cool about them is you could talk to them.
Right? That was the biggest difference with IFO.
Yeah, you could sit there and talk with him. Keegan's always like, dude, what else did you do? You know, and he was always a big proponent of changes.
Yes.
Because he didn't want to see it same. So he was always like, so what'd you do? And he's like, oh yeah, you put the new wheels on, you did, I see the seats. Like
and that's a man that knows something, because he would see that. He's been to all these shows, but he'll come over and know that.
A year.
And he'll know.
And he remembers, you know, and I always liked him for that, to be able to say, oh yeah, this is new, and I could judge you based off of what you did last time. And
be fair.
I think that's,
be fair about it.
That's important. Don't bring out the same boring ass ride that you've had for 10 years and then think you could put fucking flowers on it and then call it a different.
Someone's a little salty over here.
Let's just not do that.
But I totally agree. I mean, that made a difference for me when I won my first trophy at IFO with the red Fiat.
Yeah.
The Keegan came by. I talked to him for like 10 minutes, and he was like, because I didn't have a billboard back then. I didn't have any of that.
Right.
Not that it makes a difference these days, apparently, but and he was like, so what do you got done to this? He's like, it looks insane. And I was like, I built like the headlights I did myself, the roll bar and the half cage I welded myself and powder coated myself. And he was like in awe that I did everything by hand. Like, it was not subbed out to a shop. I didn't even own a shop at the time.
Right.
And I was doing everything in my 2-car garage with, Chick-fil-A and, Silver Rock money back then. So, and he was like, and that made the difference. I mean, Steph wasn't happy about it, but I beat Steph. At
one point in time, I didn't win, but I had asked him. I said, "Hey, could you kind of give me some pointers on what you think would put me to the next level? Hey, you know what? You need to keep your theme and take it all the way from front to back." So I literally, that's exactly what I did. I was like, oh, you know what? I need to incorporate some of these things in my build. And to me, then it even satisfied me. It wasn't to satisfy the judges as much, but I wanted to make sure because it's nice to have that extra set of eyes that.
Well, it's nice to get the feedback, especially from the person that's judging.
Yeah.
Well, that would be cool if a show did that. Like, hey, here's your scorecard.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't trophy or anything, it's like, hey, here's how I scored you. You might not agree with it, but at least you know what.
Get rid of the paper cards.
Yeah.
I mean, that's super simple. Go to a digital setup.
Yeah. And so
everyone's got a phone. Everyone's got an iPad. Everyone's got something. The judges are walking around on their phone half the time. I mean,
that's not
build an app.
We at Farside, we threw multiple shows, and that's exactly, I had a certain number of cars and went and did. And so I kind of attribute being clean on my card to all the things that they taught me when I needed to judge.
Right.
But again, that's what we did. We just, you write it down. And if people wanted to know, you just hand them here's the sheet. Here's where you missed. Here's what you missed on these points or whatever.
Totally.
And you could go back in and work on it. And I thought it was pretty cool. But that was back in the day. And again, we didn't have the cell phones and things. But of course,
if you're doing that back in the day, and we've got cell phones now,
why can't we do that?
Why can't we do it?
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest. There's a billion apps out there that let you make an app. You don't have to have the huge back end like I do. Like I've been thinking of, but like you could do something
pretty basic.
Really basic and simple.
Yeah. That's just bringing more people into it.
Yeah.
Well, and especially, and it's like a special factor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that attracts people then too, because they're like, oh, cool. You get instant feedback. Everyone can see. And then
and you got judged.
And then that's, I mean, how many times have you been like,
then you got judged.
Because there's shows that don't take your paper.
Yeah.
They just come over and they see your paper and they write it down on their own iPad or they write it down on their own piece of paper.
I'm like, did I get judged?
Yeah.
Did you get judged?
Or it's just a sticker.
Sticker, yeah.
And that way they know you're in the show, and then they just come over and do it on their own paper. And like, I get that like you're trying to make things maybe a little bit cheaper for the show, so you don't have to print off all this paper. I mean, but one of the last shows we went to, they were handing out like photo paper I was like, you're gonna blow your budget on photo paper right now? Like that's like an extra like $1,000 you just spent at FedEx Kinko's.
Put digit on it.
Yeah, just to put a number on. I'm like, dude, that's like a couple $1,000s you just blew on paper. Like, just
Well, one thing
A5 printer paper. Let's go.
one thing that Modded's doing is I got invited to the Colorado show on Best of Show here recently that they're gonna have me as a featured judge. So I'm gonna go up there and
I think that's a
do
great
some
idea.
judging. So they're allowing that the Best of Shows like come back or go to another show and you could be a guest judge up there. So I'm excited for that. That'll be fun.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Cool.
And I think it blends credibility then.
Sure.
Because it's not just like, oh, here's some dude from Arizona that thinks he's cool that showed his car at Mata. It's like, no, this guy just won our last show. He knows what it takes to win Best in Show.
Yep.
So we're going to bring him up here and we're going to have him judge with us.
That's cool.
It takes pressure off them.
Oh yeah, totally.
Because they need the help, you know? And then B, I think it starts to kind of intermingle the different states' car shows more. Mm-hmm. Because now instead of having, you know, your friend judge from some other car club and then his buddies are in the car club judging, it's like while you can still be, you know, in the middle at that point, you're still having your buddy judge your car. Car clubs, they'll run a show. And I think that's great. I think it's a great way to get your club out there. It's a great way to get the community involved. But then your own car club is in the show. And then your car club starts winning trophies in the show.
Yeah. We couldn't do that at Farside. Farside, we actually had our cars out on display, just like kind of
at the booth.
Bring the noise.
You just had them bring under noise.
They don't do that.
They park all their vehicles, and your car isn't part of the show. It's just here's our club, here's what we have, and we're judging everybody else's cars.
Yep, I think that's the big thing I've always kind of hated about some shows that are held by car clubs is that you start putting your own cars
you can't do that.
In the show. And then when they start winning, like, it's one thing to be like, oh, they won best wheels or something. When they start winning like top 1, 2, and 3 trophies, you're like, did they maybe deserve them? But does it look good? No.
What about booth cars? That's a hard one because to me, I think if it's a booth car, I don't know if it should be in a show. I have a hard time with that at times, but
we've done it.
Yeah.
For Custom Auto, I mean, we've had a lineup of what, 16 cars at one point, and like they're all on the show, but I think there's a difference between a customer's car that I asked to be at a booth to help attract attention. And the shop car.
You're right. Yes.
You know,
I agree.
What's the performance shops and stuff like that are bringing out, you know, the
$1,000 engine.
The owner Lamborghini that he used company money to do a twin turbo setup, and it's wide body and it's got, you know, one off wheels, and it's like, okay,
we don't know anybody like that, do we?
No.
I'm working on it. I'm working on that.
I mean, at that point, I'm like,
that's what I guess that's what I mean. It's a fine line with that.
There's a fine line between being like, hey, let's have customers that, you know, that we've built their cars and we want them to be able to show them off, to show our work.
To show the work. Yeah.
But they're entering them. But when it's your car, you have a booth, and then you're the owner of the shop, and then all of a sudden you're winning, it's like, well, yeah, you've got the wholesale accounts, and you've got the dealer pricing, and you don't have to pay for labor on it, and you've got every tool under the sun.
Yeah.
Like, if I ever have a booth, my car will come, but it's not getting entered because it's not fair.
Yeah.
And my car's not even that great, and I own a shop.
It's getting there.
It's dope. I love your car, man.
Do you like the yellow?
Yeah, yes, it's getting there, little by little. We start small, we'll build large.
I like it.
What makes a car show good? Like, what are the things? Is it the location? Is it the crowd? Is it the people? What makes it good?
It's a combination.
To me, I think it's a variety of cars.
Okay.
I don't want to, you know, it's nice to have an import show or something like that, but it's nice to see a variety of cars.
Yeah.
You throw some trucks in, mini trucks, you know, full-size trucks. You see some 4x4s, you see some lowered cars, whatever. It's nice to have a nice little variety. And I really think that there should just be some things to go on with the show. You know, the tug of war at one of these shows, I think, was kind of a cool little gimmicky type of thing, and I think that was kind of fun. It gets people engaged to come and check some stuff.
I'm not a big fan of the two-step. I'm an older guy. I'm just
I
not
like
a
my
fan of the
hearing.
two-step. Yeah, it's just too loud for me. I like my hearing, but it's one of those.
It's a
It is
crowd
feature.
favorite.
It's
It
a crowd
really is.
favorite.
You can
Even
love
with the limbo and all that type of stuff. But actually having some, you could have a dunk tank or some other stuff. I don't know. There's just some things just to keep the crowd engaged. And I think more than anything is maybe cutting the time of a show.
Yeah.
So it's not.
I feel like they're getting longer, but they're
not
offering less
as
things to
long.
do.
Yeah. And I think that's probably one of the things.
I think a cool thing for a show to do is, you ever seen a dog show?
Yeah.
And they say, I want that dog, and that dog. Come up. And all the other dogs go away. It's like, hey, Tyson, I want your car. I want you to bring it down to the
front,
booth,
to the booth.
to the front.
There'll be four
And
other
there'll be
cars.
4 other cars. And
We're going to talk
one
about
review is going to be at Best of Show. We're going to talk about them. People are going to gather around. They get to know more about it.
know a little bit more
Yeah,
about you.
'cause
That's
I think-
pretty cool.
I think
That
it's
is
fun
really
too, because
good.
then
There's
you
so
get
many
to see them
times-
side by side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you could really judge it. There's so many times where I'm like, what car was that?
Yeah.
What? who
That
won
has been our complaint since like day one.
John.
They're like, John won
John
best
won
Honda.
best-
And you're
I'm
like,
What Honda?
first of all, who the fuck is John?
Yeah. And what
Second of all,
And what Honda?
there's 23 Hondas in that parking lot.
Yeah.
Which one?
Which one?
Like-
no color,
So
no type.
give me a year make, give me a
Something.
year, a model, and like a color.
So I got a buddy out in UK, and he's got the green Infinity. You probably seen it with the tan interior. And he goes to these shows, and we think we're doing something here in the States. Fuck. Dude, those guys clown on us. They are so just cool with their cars and the way they do their shows. They roll them in, and there's a crowd, right? They have their stands, and they roll them in, and they battle them. And it all depends. And then it's like, okay, you won. And then this car backs out, another car comes in. It's like, did you beat that one? And you just keep going.
Wow.
So it's like the two-step, but it's
the two-step,
for the
but it's
actual
for the
model.
actual show.
Yeah. So then, it's like the applause and then the judges, and then you go from there, and you're like, and Tyson goes forward, and you get
Not bad.
So it's
In my mind, that's a proper People's Choice Award.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Because
for People's Choice.
the show we just went to last weekend, they had the People's Choice Award. I love the People's Choice Award. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I don't know who won. I thought
my favorite award I ever got was
Oh, yeah, People's
Children's-
Choice, the
Children's
Children's Award. I remember
Yeah.
that. I remember when you got that.
Children's Award.
And
That
that's
he
the
was-
way to do a People's Choice Award. Because again,
Yeah.
I saw one upstairs I thought was really cool, but I forgot about it. So then I came down 3 levels, and it's like, oh, that one's cool. I'll vote for that one.
Yeah.
Whereas instead, you go, maybe it's not every car, because you got 150 cars at a show. That's going to take forever. But be like, hey,
top 5.
top
You
5.
should know your top 5.
Because
Right.
I watched an old video, and that was one of the coolest things to see. I know it's not one of your favorites, Randy, to see him have his car and talk about it. And I know. And then this other IF, I think it was in 300, or it was a Lexus.
Yeah.
And he won Best of Show, and I think Randy ended up winning Best Stance or something.
Okay.
But it was, and then I don't know if it was one of the media moguls, Crispy or somebody, then did a little couple videos on the thing. But it was cool to have those 2 cars, parked there up at the stage while they were handing out trophies to everybody else. But then when it came time for those 2, hey, here's why these 2. Tell us about your car. And it was just way cool because it was, it made it special.
Yeah.
It made it special.
Dude, I forgot about Stance Wars. I went to a show out in California with the red Fiat when I first started building it. It was just on air, wasn't wide bodied yet. I took my old buddy Tyler. We went out for the weekend, and it was in Chinatown. It was in an underground parking garage in Chinatown, and it was like legit. I totally forgot about it until you said Stance Wars, and I was like, holy shit, it was so much fun. And they did that. When it came time for trophies, they brought the top 3 up to the very roof, and everyone was mobbing around, and trophies were dope. They were wheels.
Yeah, that's what these guys stand for.
The Best of Show, we took home literally like a 19-inch barrel with a clear plexiglass that was all laser engraved.
Right,
And that's
what I'm talking about.
we'll talk about that too.
Yeah.
It's like cool trophies.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want a fucking Little League baseball trophies too.
Trophies
Gotta have
for me
something
make or
special.
break a show.
Yeah.
Because when I'm spending tens of thousands of dollars. I mean, not me, but you, and you on wheels and interior and all these custom pieces and these one-off pieces and all the time that goes into these cars. And then you get up there and they're like, here's your trophy. And it's like this.
And it's spelled with a Y.
Clear piece.
No
By the
comment.
way, infinity is not spelled with a Y.
No comment.
It's not infinity
and beyond.
No comment. It's the car.
No comment.
I just got another one. It's I think my third one, and they have Ys. And I'm
can you start a separate trophy shelf for the car that you don't
I
own?
might need to. Yeah, it's just so funny. I look and I'm always anticipating them spelling it wrong, and I walk up there. I'm like, you put a Y at this, and he's like, no. I'm like, you did. What's cool thing? He reached back out to me. He said he was going to make it right. We'll see if they do, but
I think that's hilarious because you're running a car show, and like. Infinity's been around for decades at this point, and it's probably one of the most popular cars to mod, or at least was for a while.
And, it was what I was gonna get.
It's not like it's not like Rivian or something like that, where you're like, how do you spell that? Like,
but different things like that, like license plates are cool.
Yeah.
If it's custom artwork, like that last one we went to, I think that was cool.
I missed the trophies out of the old car parts that were all
together. So I went to one shows. I went to Which one?
The one way out in Avondale.
That was Race Wars back in the day.
Yeah, they have a piston.
Yes,
a piston. Like the students made the trophies,
and that's one of them that I got. I got or you have it, but at this point in time, but they were giving away some best of shows.
I think you might have mine out there.
They had shows, and they had the same theme. It was pistons or gears,
Turbo.
something
Mine
cool.
Mine's a big crankshaft pulley, and then it's got a camshaft, and it's got 2 old wrenches sticking out of it, and it's like, I think it was like top 25 or something.
And it was just welded and just powder coated or whatever. Skateboards are cool, man. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think license plates are always cool, especially when they're custom. Like, don't just print a license plate from some Etsy shop.
Yeah.
But I love the acrylic awards, and I think Modded does a really good job with the acrylic awards. Beautiful. They put their decal on the back, and they're heavy, they're duty.
Yeah.
If it falls off a shelf, as long as it's not on concrete, it's not going to break. Like it's pretty well put together.
One of my bestest shows is just, dude, that thing is heavy.
Yeah, they're huge.
It's a heavy.
And
one of my bestest shows is heavier. It's like this big. How big was yours? How big is your best with this big?
Jordan's about
half. Man, all right. They've really cut back on costs, haven't they? It's only been a couple of years. The economy is really hitting everybody right now. But yeah, I think trophies are a big thing because we've been to shows and you walk up and it's like an 1/8 inch plexiglass that's just been laser cut. It costs what, $1.50 a piece, and they're like, your best of show is still on this tiny little piece, and you're like, this is gonna fall over on a shelf and fall into like a crevice somewhere in my wall, and I'm never gonna see it again.
To me, it shows that these guys that put on these shows are not going to other car shows to see how they can improve.
Yeah. No, the trophies I think has been a big thing, but I think it comes back to just like entertaining and time. I mean, some of these shows are pushing 5 to 6 hours or longer right now. Yeah. And I get some of them have like drift and drag and things like that. Like modded shows have everything, which is totally fine.
Yeah,
some of these shows, even with modded, you're still showing up at for 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we were there till 9:30,
10. Yeah.
I'm like, it's a long time to sit there all day.
Yeah.
And there's some shows you're there for 5 hours and there's nothing else going on.
Yeah. That's cool about mod is there's so many different things.
At least when you're sitting there, you can just go watch something, right?
Like spend some time.
You're just like,
there's other stuff. You got a lot of food vendors and other vendors and that type of thing. So I mean, it does give you something to go actually do.
Yeah, and that comes into there's shit to do then.
Yeah.
But it's so funny how we always, and I'm sure car guys, this, you're so excited going into the show.
You're like sitting there rolling in. You're
ready to go. You park, you get
told your buddy, told your girl,
and then everybody looks at each other and like, we fucking go.
It's how many times I can tell you how many times I've like lost sleep because I've just been so excited to go to a show. Like this,
then you get there and you can't wait to leave.
Yep. Especially at my first show with the new build, I was like, dude, I lost sleep. I was like, I can't forget this. I can't forget this. I need to make sure I do this in the morning. Did I check that? Or like my wheel's gonna fall off on the way there. And then I got there, wipe it all down, and then I was like,
no, it's done.
I was like, cool, when is the dinner getting?
Yeah.
Because I want to go home.
And you guys keep giving me a hard time because see, I'm
Because you
cleaning
take-
my car because I'm cleaning my
He's
car
figuring
and
it out.
use up
He's
all
figuring it
the
out.
time I can. I'm just like, let me wipe this panel.
Three
Let me
times.
wipe it again. And let me wipe it one more time. It's already been judged. I'll wipe it again.
Still set it up.
Still wipe it.
He takes 3 hours to set up and 45 minutes to take down, but it's so that way he doesn't have to sit there and talk to our shit all day.
Right.
Joe, location isn't that big to me. I mean, we've been to shows in all different locations, but I think, especially out here in Arizona, you've got to be cognizant of the weather.
The weather, yeah.
Like, it's summer right now, and we could be having shows this time of year, but we had modded at night, which it was actually a beautiful night this year, so it worked out really, really well.
Yeah.
Whereas last year was like 120 and like 80% humidity. But I mean, that's not their
But there's
fault.
plenty of places.
There's plenty of places to have them.
indoor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're gonna
I
have
mean,
them
right
indoors
across the
and stuff,
street,
you know,
Rawhide has that
And they don't want
great.
to spend the money for it.
I think that's the big problem is money. They don't want to spend the money on the location because they want to make a large chunk of money.
If they
Because
would understand that it's about their brand and it's not about
That's
making
true.
the money on the show. It's about your brand and that you put off a kick-ass show. And you know what happens? More people come out the next year and then the next year. And then maybe you have to get a bigger venue. And then you keep coming,
Yeah.
The steamrolls.
It's all about
True.
that brand. And if you put off a shitty show, your brand just goes in the tank.
Yeah,
And no one wants to go to the shows.
yeah, I think we've given a lot of shows a good, decent amount of try.
A couple of them, like, this is the last time I do it. And
Yeah.
I still go.
And then you still go back three or three more times, hoping
that something's
that they're going to adjust those changes. And like,
Yeah.
we're pretty verbal in the community. I mean, we're like, you shoot them a message, be like, hey, love coming to the show, but like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know?
You have no DJ? Like what? There's this, you just hear some dude in his truck just blaring any type of music that he wants.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not a show. That's a meet.
Would you rather have a show that's more categorized towards a specific vehicle? Or would you rather have a show like Stance Wars or, you know, Modded where everyone's accepted?
I think it's okay to have it both. I mean, there's a guy that they just came out and it's strictly Nissan Infiniti.
Okay.
Yeah. That's right.
And their first one they just did was in LA. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it, but they're going to help with Gearhead out here. And so what they're going to do is they're trying to figure out how they're going to do it. So it'll be Infiniti because they've never been out here. They're California.
Yeah, if you don't know the scene.
They don't know the scene. So they're going to come out to Gearhead and see what's up. I mean, they invited me out there. Just like I said, I couldn't make it, but they were going to do
No trailer.
Northern California, LA, Vegas, and then a Phoenix. They were going to try to do 4. I'm not sure if they're doing it, but I think that's cool because it's like, I'm the best of the best Infinitis.
Well, I think that, yeah, you bring up an interesting point with that because if it's Infiniti and Nissan and you win best of show, well, now in the Southwest, you are the best Infiniti and Nissan because...
And that's what you want to gun for is I want to beat other cars that are similar to mine.
Yeah.
Right?
It doesn't matter if you beat a lowrider truck because you have nothing in common.
Yeah.
Right.
And honestly, are you going to beat a 67 Impala that is etched in custom paint? Like, you're not going to do
No,
that.
it's all airbrushed and the wheels are inscribed and...
Dude,
Hey, wait,
Yeah,
there's
110%.
So
But there's
sick.
absolutely
But
no
yeah,
way.
but there's
I mean,
no
they have
comparison sometimes
etched,
when you do that. Yeah.
suspension work and
Yeah.
Their
they have
glass
mirrors.
is like etched and like
Yeah,
their mirrors
guys
and
are
everything's
amazing.
chromed by hand.
And I'm like,
I
I
take
see what
such
pull in. I'm
inspiration
like,
in. I look at the inspiration. I
I'm ready
get
to
such
go.
inspiration.
Yeah,
I'm
and
just
it's-
like, wow. That,
and it's like-
I would have tried that, and I'm like, nah, it wouldn't be right on my build. But it's just the
It's cool
art.
as
It's
shit.
artwork.
Yeah.
It's
It's
artwork.
super cool, but it's at the end of the day, you're like, if we're judging if we're both going for best of show, you win.
There's no way.
Yeah, like I've got a wide body.
Even
kit,
if I got it,
wheels.
I would still want to give it to
Yeah,
you
here you
because
go.
I'd be like, this is not. Yeah, I know.
So, yeah,
you-
I think
Your
it's cool.
suspension
They did
engine
paint.
took more time than my whole car.
Yeah.
So
Though it's not a show, it's just the Cars and Coffee because of the variety of cars that
Yeah.
are there.
and they're
And then
different
the
type of people.
Mhm.
And it's, you go out and the time you can come in and out as you need to. But hey, I'm early riser. Hey, I want to go and grab some coffee, some donuts, walk around, see some cool builds. And if you go to the right, the right ones, they can be pretty huge.
Yeah.
And you can spend an hour and a half, 2 hours in chit chat with a couple people. And
Yep.
when you're done, you're like, yeah, I'm going to spend the rest of my day and go get some things done. I got to mow the yard and, you know, go get some groceries and blah, blah, blah.
But it's
And
not
it
an
hasn't
all day
been the
event.
whole day event.
Yeah.
And, you know, those I kind of tend to gravitate to sometimes.
Too.
I think those niche car shows really can only be done in LA.
I believe so because of that.
Because
If
it's
you're
such
going to
a
have
large-
a wet fest, you're going to have something
million
stand
people
show.
that live
Yeah.
in that area, you know, the Riverside, the San Bernardino.
Well, everyone can go.
OC.
Utah, Vegas,
Yeah,
Arizona.
kind of converge.
It's all a
you have
5-6
that
hour drive.
specialty show in Phoenix, Arizona. You might get 15 cars, and that's not fair to the promoter who's putting that show on.
Right.
So yeah, I think with those, if you're going to have them, you're probably going to only have them in LA.
Or maybe Air Florida or something like that. Where it's
I would say there's shows like on the East Coast, or like Texas has some shows
Texas
like
would
that.
have it. Texas, the Texas 2K.
Speaking of those shows,
Yeah.
Slam Fest is like a huge one out
Yeah.
in the East.
Yeah.
They haven't come west yet, but I got my buddy Thomas, who's got the orange G37,
Okay.
the green, the pumpkin.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
But he'll drive out he's in Florida, Orlando, and he'll drive up to Tennessee, and they'll do the Slam
Go to
Fest.
Gatlinburg.
Yeah, he says that's a really
Dude,
cool
that's
show.
just
I
that
think it's equivalent to Spocom.
an equivalent to
Yeah.
H2O, the old H2O in
Dude,
Florida.
that was always my
That
dream when I was
that
in high
my
school
dream,
and
too.
like
Mhm.
early 20s. Is I
Yeah.
used to watch Crispy Media's
Yeah.
H2O videos. And
Yeah.
I was like, one of these days, I'm just
That
gonna
was the inspiration.
I'm gonna
that's where I'm going.
pack
I'm
up my
gonna
car
get
with
there.
a buddy, and we're driving cross country, and I'm
I'm
just
gonna
gonna
get
do
there.
that whole weekend.
I want to get there.
And then
they
now it's
cut
no
it
more.
out. Yeah.
And Crispy stopped making media these
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
And I used to just have his shit on B-roll in
Yeah.
the shop all the time because like it's good music. The videos are just insane.
Yeah.
And like it's builds that like I'll never get to see because they're on the other side of the country, but it's good inspiration.
Yeah.
because
it was
they're
inspiration. It was.
I think East Coast builds are doing something totally different than West Coast builds.
by all means. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think to go show at an East Coast show to really kind of be like, okay, I built my car around kind of the West Coast standards of a show. How does that hold up on the East Coast? now?
Yeah.
It'd
true.
be fun to take it.
It would be fun to go
to Dallas.
To Dallas. Yeah.
So my boy's got the Infiniti G37 wide body, the one he did the carbon wide body on,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like mine. He's out in there, and I'm like, I would love to show against you. Like, I think it'd just be so much fun, you know,
Yeah.
whether he wins or I win, but it'd be cool to have it, you know, because we talk all the time. We literally talked today about some shit that we need to do with our cars, the trailer kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And but it'd be cool to go out there and travel.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'd take a week and go try to hit a couple of shows.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. Just do like a long weekend, like
Yeah.
go out on like a
Because
Wednesday.
people don't see it. They don't see it in person because they're in the East Coast. You
Yeah.
can hit a Dallas one, hit a Florida one, and
That's why I'm trying to get to El Paso or anything in New Mexico. I don't even care what the scene is like. It's just
Just
to
to
have
go.
the exposure and see some different builds and things of
because
that
people's never
sort as
seen it,
well.
and they're like,
Yeah.
"Whoa, I didn't."
Well, no one's seen it there. You haven't been out there because I mean, how many times have we gone to a show and you're like, oh, same shit as last show, same people, and like,
Then I fell out on my own.
I love going around and because I feel like a car show is time when I get to see people that I don't normally hang out with, but like I'm good friends with. Like,
That's why I like Spocom.
yeah,
Right? There's a bunch of Infinity dudes out there that I really get along with, and they're like, "Dude, you gotta come out," you know, because they always want to challenge. Which is great, and that's fine. And I'd love to go out there and challenge them.
So after all of that, are car shows not just relevant, but do we think they are on the upward slope, or do we got some corrections to make? Because I think car shows will always be relevant per se. There's always going to be people to go to a car show, but in terms of the quality of shows and the type of shows, are they still where we want them to be, or are we kind of on a decline and we need to make some changes?
I would say overall we're in a decline, but there's always going to be that one-off that is changing the game. Modded Culture is doing it.
Yeah.
Right? Literally came out of nowhere, and Chris is running a great show over there and all these different things. So I could see, them. But then there's the other shows that have been around for
Decades.
15 years, right? They're not coming back because people have kind of figured out. It's like, all right, well, it's at Firebird Raceway, and I'm going to sit here and not really do a whole lot. You know, there's not a whole lot of cool stuff that you can do, where if you go to a modded show, it's like, oh, I can watch drift. Oh, I can watch the burnout pit, or I can watch, you know, a 67, 64 Impala just bouncing around.
Right.
Anything like that. Or go to the car show or so there's some different things that are involved in that. But I would say overall, yeah, I'd probably say it's on the decline.
Shows in general, you think in Arizona, summer is just stupid to have a show unless it's either going to be late at night or indoors.
Right.
But like for the rest of the year, it's fucking beautiful here.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, 8 months out of
there should be shows January, February, March, April, and even into May sometimes. You should have some decent shows until it gets hot. And then from September to December. But like, I think right now on my calendar, we have one show and it's in October.
There's Modded and then there's Gearhead.
And that's it.
And then Fuel Fest is coming back, but that's not a show.
That's not a show.
And why are they not a show? I don't never understood that. So if Cody, if you're watching, make it a show, dude.
Yeah.
He's probably not watching it. So.
No, he's not.
Getting ready for Fast and the Furious 19.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a show. It was just
I think that's the problem is because Fuel Fest, because it's Fast and the Furious kind of fact per se with Cody and what's his face, it brings out more than just our normal car scene in Arizona. Yeah. There was cars that I had never seen before, guys that I was talking into. It was great. And like, you can still hand out some trophies. You're still going to get those kind of people because of the type of show it is.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But make it a show. You're charging cars to be there. I know you have the money. I'm sorry. I know you have the backing. You could have some really dope trophies. And you don't have to just do like
7,
Kids
10,
Choice
12,
Awards.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have
People's Choice Awards, most unique, best in show, and then have Cody vote on a car.
Yeah.
Like to get a trophy that said Cody Walker's favorite car, I'd have him sign it and hang it up, and no one's ever able to look at it.
Right.
Honestly, I'm not gonna participate in the show this year, but I might go check it out.
I'll probably go. Yeah. I don't think I won't.
I think spectator.
You know, I say that now, and I'm like, I'm not really doing anything. Might as well just go show it.
Yeah.
Might have a new rap on by then. You never know.
And honestly, how many times have we been like, I don't want to go to the show, and then like 2 weeks before, you're like,
75%.
the wife's out of town, or she's going to hang out, and you're just like,
let's give it to buddies. Let's all go hang out.
You can just sit in the group text and be like, what are you guys doing this weekend? I got nothing going. You guys want to go?
Yeah, we'll go. Yeah.
Well, that's the fun part about shows is we all get to hang out.
That is. I mean, honestly, that's the best part is like, besides the shows or if we plan a get together or dinner or something, like as a group, we never see each other.
Right.
You know, like we're always off doing our own shit. Yeah. Everyone's, you know, some of us live down here, some of us live up north. And so a show is great because we're always like, oh my God, it's been so long, you know? But that's how it is with like everybody I know to show, you know, Chris and Gilbert and everything. Like,
Brian, all those guys.
Yeah, Brian.
Dude, what's up?
So it's like, oh my God, good to see you. And then you just talk shit for 2 hours, you know? Yeah. So that's essentially what we're doing here. So if you could build the perfect car show, what would it be? So give me like a location. We'll start with a location. Where would you want to put it? What are some things that you'd want to make special about it? So like certain things that were going on there, events, and then like what would your trophies look like?
So I really like the idea that some of the shows are doing is putting them at the stadiums.
Okay.
So why not have it down at, I don't even know what the hell they name the stadium anymore, but where the Dimex play.
Oh yeah, whatever bank owns it these days or whatever.
Yeah, a bank. So you could have them on the field.
Yeah.
You could have them in the concourse. You could have all the food open too. And, and then, you know, you have maybe a stage in the middle kind of stuff. But then you could open up the roof, that kind of stuff, and bring the lights down and like just make it a whole just big.
It'd be cool at night to have the roof open. Yeah. Like have it during like winter, so it gets dark
so
at like
it's closed
5
now, and then it opens up
as it gets dark.
Like it's showtime,
stars,
right? Showtime, and we're gonna turn the lights
and then keep
down.
everything dim but still seeable, like Disneyland at night.
Yeah, right.
And then all the lights are. Oh yeah, that'd be killer.
Yeah, something like that. Trophies, like I would probably go to the schools and just have them like, hey, we want to build
me at some shit.
Yeah, because I think that's just the coolest.
Those are the coolest. Yeah.
And then you know really have it as a. I really like the Children's Hospital to get involved with those kind of things.
Make it like a charity situation.
Yeah, I always love to do the charity kind of stuff, and then have them pick again. I mean, that was like I said, that's my favorite.
That's probably been the best.
That was my favorite one. So, yeah, I think that would be super cool to have something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
My thoughts on it.
what he mentioned was perfect.
Right?
However,
Ditto.
ditto. However, if you have a place like Fountain Hills, like where they hold the concourse,
Concourse in the hills.
I just think grass is one of the most just a pretty thing. If you got some green grass, I know cars, but to have something similar where it's just like on like they had the concourse, but to be able to have these beautiful cars sitting on green grass, I think is one of the cooler things. I know it's kind of hard to find events to do during that.
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with him on the trophies. I think trophies that are just something that's unique. Even if you have kind of in production, but just to have, if you got 25 of them, but they're all completely different, all unique and that type
just
of
stagger them in size.
I still love Stance Wars, and the wheel and the plexiglass
So cool.
with the etching is just one of the most, that's just, dude, that's sick,
Yeah.
I
don't know where I'd put it.
Yeah, but I mean,
but I wanted one.
But I think those were, but I think something like that would be good. But yeah, like he mentioned, a cool location would definitely be like Banquet Ballpark, or like I said, something.
Is that
like
what it is now?
Banquet Ballpark, I think.
I was gonna say it's always Bob to me.
It's always been,
but I think it's Chase.
There's Field or something. Yeah, it's just the downtown.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've always wanted.
What about even? Well, but even under, because I saw one that you have it more in a rural, or not a rural, but a more urban area.
Okay.
So you throw it in a location underneath the bridge, blah blah blah. Kind of an exclusive show. It's not going to be just open to everybody.
Right. You got to be vetted. You got to be asked.
And it's sitting under a beautiful bridge or something nearby where it's kind of photogenic afterwards.
Can you
and
imagine
just got this display of cars, and they are not.
Yeah.
And they're not in any kind of order. They're just parked any kind of way. And I mean, I think that would be kind of cool, something like that, where it's just kind of a unique show.
Yeah.
Don't know, like I said, what type of things you could add to it, but yeah, that's a couple thoughts I thought.
All we keep hearing is uniqueness.
Yeah.
You can't copy somebody else.
Yeah.
I think that's the big thing is just because it works for somebody else does not mean you should do it too, because that's their thing. Everyone's got to have their own thing, just like every build's got to have their own thing. Just because you buy, I get that like a lot of cars are buying the same wide body kits, but don't do the same colors, don't do the same wheels. It should be the same thing with shows. Don't do the same events, don't do the same things, don't have the same awards. I think I've always wanted to do like an exclusive show, like 60 to 80 cars, like real small. But like, it has to be vetted, so you have to be accepted into the show. Nothing against the starter builds, but I would love a really high-end show.
Sure.
Of like nice clean builds, really nice lighting, things like that. But then like make it more of like a social club night.
Ooh.
Like your ticket includes dinner,
drinks.
Two drinks.
Yeah. Drinks.
There's a band playing. Not EDM or heavy metal, but like
and even black tie almost. Not quite black tie, but I mean, but still kind of
casual,
casual, yeah.
Because then you bring in some really cool people that generally wouldn't mingle with, let's say, me or you at a show, but they're bringing their, custom one-off RWB Porsche, and their wife is driving, some slammed out Lexus that was his dream car he wanted. And he's like, let's bring that too, but it's cars that we haven't seen that they just take out to Cars and Coffee. But then it also, I think, brings the more social aspects to it, because there's dinner, there's drinks, there's a good band. It's a little bit more upscale. It's a different type of event. And I think it can incorporate more of those like old school events with something that's a little bit more higher end.
Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of fun.
That's kind of cool.
That's always what I wanted to do, but I don't have the money to do it. So if anyone has money and they want to do it, hit me up. I think like you talked about like Tempe, like if we could buy out the bridge in Tempe, that like old school one, and just throw a show on there, put a band and food down there, and like just like the pictures alone would be worth the high end price.
Sure. Yeah.
Like if you were like, $120 a car, but like it includes dinner, drinks, and then we've got professional photographers on site, like the pictures alone at night on that bridge are insane.
Yeah. That'd be kind of cool.
So I think and it's interesting because all of us picked a different type of show, but I think I'd go to all three.
I think so too.
Yeah.
What can we schedule?
Yeah.
Let's start putting this down. We've got a lack of shows in this state, so we can just start rolling these. We just got to know people that can afford to fund it.
Yeah.
That's the hard thing.
I don't see the quality really going down.
Yeah.
I see the quantity really going down because I believe what we've really talked about is they're just boring. They're not special. They're not bringing the crowds or the excitement that they used to. And I mean, when IFO says I'm not showing in Phoenix, Arizona, the 5th largest city in the world, in the nation, that's a problem.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
And now you're going to go
in Ohio or something.
You're going to go show in Alaska.
Yeah.
You're going to do a show in Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah.
Like what?
And pull. And pull people.
Yeah.
It's just it's wild to me that you would leave a
huge city that, I mean, from my recollection, I know the last couple of years have been relatively slow for them, but they used to be jam-packed. It used to be sold out.
That's what got me back in the scene after being out for a couple of years.
Yeah.
For being, a number of years was racing. My son took me to an IFO show and I was like, wow, what is this all about? And they got guys drifting and stuff. I'm like, this is pretty cool. And he brought his Honda CRZ, dropped on the weeds, and he's like, oh yeah, Dad, blah, blah, blah. Check this out. And he had a bunch of buddies. And man, I went to that and I was like, okay, we'll see what we can do here.
Right.
Just, next thing you know, I'm, add a couple mods or whatever. And I want to be lower than my son. And so that didn't ever happen. And then he went and lifted his vehicle. But yeah, that kind of got me back into it. And it was IFO. So yeah.
Yeah. So I think there's something to be said about the loss of shows. I don't know that it's particularly the people. I think it sometimes is definitely the shows. So
Yeah.
I think that might be a larger part of the problem is just if you're not changing your product every once in a while, people are going to get bored.
It was like,
Yeah. I mean, think about companies. I mean, how many companies have changed their logo, their branding, their advertisements over the years? I mean, Coke wouldn't be as successful as they are if
they still ran the 1960s.
They still ran the 1960s
yeah.
housewife ads. You know what I mean? Like,
you got to change. You got to, and
change with
you
the
don't
times.
change, you're going to die.
yeah, just because it worked 20 years ago doesn't mean it works 20 years later.
Yeah. It's different.
The culture's different. The music's different. The people are different. The builds are different.
But I'm trying to change that a little bit. That's why I have a rag top from back in 1990. I'm still running a rag top. You know what I mean?
That's cool as shit.
Yeah, I think
I'm
it's
trying to
dope as
do
shit.
that.
So, yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is just being unique and changing with the times. I think a lot of companies and a lot of industries have mastered that. I don't think car show scene has.
Car show scene. Yeah, culture has. Yeah.
People stop going to them.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
So,
yeah, so we'll wrap it up here. Last thing, give me a piece of advice for car shows. What's your one thing you want to tell someone for their first car show?
For their someone going to their
first car show, what would your advice be to them? If you look back on your first car show and you went, wish I wouldn't have said that, wish I wouldn't have done that, what would it be?
I would tell, so if someone's taking their car to their first car show, it would be shut your mouth and open your eyes. And the reason why is not talking about anybody else's build or comparing yourself to somebody else's build, but just see and taking that experience, I think is one of the coolest things because you can pick a whole bunch of stuff out of a car show and have a absolutely ball. And you meet some great people, etc. But not to go and talk shit about people's builds and things of that, or compare yourself to somebody else's build at the present time if you're going to your very first show.
Yeah.
It takes years. I mean, I'm in a 2013 vehicle. Tyson's in a 2010.
I'm in a 2014.
You're in a 2014. I mean, we're 10 years old plus on each one of our cars, and I've had mine for that kind of period of time.
Yeah.
It takes time. It's not going to be something you're going to have overnight, and it's got to take those baby steps, but don't go into it expecting, well, this is bull crap because I didn't win a trophy, or this is bull crap because so-and-so has a Honda, and, I don't know. It just
go there, have a good time, mingle with some people.
Yeah, for sure.
Show the car, take it in, all in the experience, and go from there.
Yeah. How about you?
Don't expect to win.
Yeah.
Right. I think that because even my car, I go into every show and I'm like, I'm probably not going to fucking win anything. Right. Don't go into the show to win. I built the car for me. I didn't build it for anybody else. And when I go to the shows, I like to show my car.
Right.
I love to see people go,
yeah, fuck. That's the coolest part.
Yeah.
You know, like
some little kid take a picture and go, can I sit in your car or can I look at your car?
I have a video of a kid sitting in my car at a old Hot Airport Nights, and he's just like, oh my, like that's cool. You know,
That's the coolest thing.
you get a girl at the last show and she's like, who hurt you? Right? Like, who hurt you? Why'd you build it? Like, you know, why'd you go all that out? You know, but and I think another piece of advice is don't expect to have everything done.
Yeah.
For the show, right? Like you
don't try to finish your build for the first show.
Just do a show.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out. And then the next thing you know, you're in your 5th or 6th set of wheels.
Mhm.
You know, you've done 9 or 10 wraps, you've done this, you've done that. Like you're gonna experiment and you're gonna figure out what's best for you. But yeah, I would say just don't go in with expectations of winning.
Yeah. I think that would be my biggest thing too, is don't show up. Don't worry about having your car done. Because it's never done. Let's be honest.
Not if you're a custom car.
No, not if you're a car person. Your car's never done. Like, let's be 100% honest. There's always a new trim piece. There's always a new color. There's always a new light you want to put on or some bullshit. Whatever. But
can I schedule that soon? No.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I think go with what you have. If it's not done a week before, there's plenty more. You can go next year. You know.
Yeah.
And don't expect to win.
That's the whole idea. Is you're constantly growing with your build.
Yeah.
And please, if you don't win, don't go on Instagram and talk a whole bunch of shit.
You heard what
about
he said. That's true.
Who put it on and who won that. Like, you just like a fucking clown.
Yeah.
And I've seen
him
really high-end builds.
There's been so many times that I'm upset that I didn't win, but like I don't go on and I'm like,
go and
fuck
talk
those
shit,
people.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna just to have a giant post, and you know who you are, is just so babyish. Like it's just like, dude, come on.
Yeah. So, I think those would be the biggest things. So
don't bitch.
Yeah. Don't talk shit. Don't bitch, and don't expect to win.
Yeah.
And don't touch people's cars.
No, don't touch people's cars.
That's the last bit.
Not without.
That's the last bit I'm gonna put out there. Yeah. Don't touch people's shit.
Touch people's cars. I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Vinyl wrap. If anybody has the brushed vinyl,
just if
you do fingertip fingernails,
run it right down, right across the brush. It looks fantastic, and I guarantee you it won't come out. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys coming in for the first episode. I hope you guys had a good time.
Yeah.
You can obviously check out their builds. All their socials will be in the description. They'll be above them too. And obviously, follow their shit. He posts pretty regularly. I know we talked about social media judging. He would win out of the three of us.
Yeah.
But check out his page as well. His car is absolutely amazing. We're on every month, so we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. And we are going to be talking some more shit in about 3 weeks. We'll have some new people. And until then, thank you guys. And have a great night. See you guys next time.